is November 12th. We are almost at the halfway point of the month, and I've made some progress. Not exactly on the thing that are time sensitive, but I made some progress and I had fun, which is better than nothing. Mostly I've been working on my Oogie Boogie top, and I finished it. So it's a tube top, simple with ribbing on top and on bottom, and I need to attach it to this, which is pretty much sleeves. So that's what it's gonna look like. It looks really great, and I'm really happy with it. I just need to weave in the ends and attach it to the sleeves, and it's gonna be done, which is great. And it fits perfectly without being transparent, which is amazing. Also, I've been blocking both sides of the pillow, so waiting for that to dry. Once that's dry, I'm going to cross stitch the text on top and then crochet them together and sew in the zipper, and then I'm going to have a pillow. And also, look, I found my bolero bag. And you know what I found out when I found it? I don't like it. Which sucks because I know how much time I spent on it. And I was so proud of all the work I put into it. But I'm never gonna wear it as it is. It's not great. It doesn't look good. So yeah, it's gonna be another thing that I'm going to rip out and frog and make into something else. I don't know what yet. Maybe it's going to end up another shawl. Because it's like my default solution to everything. I'm not sure. It's a problem for way later me. It's not even black. It's very dark blue. So since blue is not exactly my color, it's probably going to be something for someone else, like something I can sell, because doing something dark blue for myself does not make a lot of sense considering I don't like dark blue. So I'm not going to wear it. So yeah, and I made a couple headbands. I haven't made them all because I was planning on making a lot more of them. Obviously I can find them now because that would be too easy. Okay, so I made two chunky ones. One with this yarn, I used all of it, which is great because it's been a leftover that has been in my stash for a while. And this, both of them are a little too small for me, but apparently my neighbor's head is a little smaller than mine. They're pretty basic, but they're really chunky yarn, so I really wanted to let the yarn speak for itself. So I just made some simple rows of crochet, and the next one I'm going to make tubes and then sew them with like folds and stuff on the front, so they're going to be a little more interesting. But yeah, I got two of them, and now that I'm done with the tube top, I'm going to continue making them. And then I really need to focus on the gavlegots. I wanted to start working on the socks. Problem is the yarn is really thin, and I wanted to double it or even triple it so it would be thick enough to make socks out of. But what I wanted to do this time is pin it together and like not spin it, well spin it, but ply them together, which I ordered a drop spindle for, and it's going to come in on the 19th, which is later than I'd like, but then that means I can focus on other things in the meantime. But yeah, once the spindle is there, I'm going to try to see if I can actively spin with it and ply those 3 yarns together and make yarn thick enough to make socks with it. So I'll tell you about that right now. We are November 17th, it's a Sunday, so it's time for another update, and things are good. Things are well. First I finished my Oogie top. It wasn't a lot of work, but I'm so glad I remade it. It fits really well now. It looks exactly the way I wanted it, so I'm really happy with it, and now it's done, which is great. Probably shouldn't have done it now because, you know, I have other priorities and all, but I'm still so glad I made it and that it's done. I finished all the embeds that I had planned. Maybe I'll make more, but I kind of want to wait for her to test them out and see if the sizes is right or if there are designs that she likes more. A lot of them have like those little nuts on the front, so they're interesting. I have a variety of sizes because I think her head is smaller than mine, but I'm not sure how much. We made like an approximation and it's never quite enough, you know. So I've got one made out of boucle yarn, 2 different colors, blue and purple together. One with my very chunky orange yarn, which I'm so happy I used all of it. And I'm finally over with this ball. I bought it like years ago to make a pillow and I had some leftover, and now I don't have a leftover anymore and the pillow is still there. It's still great. I've got this one. I made it holding the red I had. It's a weird red with a weird size because it's not regular size, it's not constant size, whatever, and a strand of dark blue. And again, it's chunky, it's great. It's a little stiff, a little itchy, but I don't think she'll mind. This one I made with the same yarn that is very slippery that I made slippers with, and I don't like it and I would not wear it myself. But she didn't seem to mind for the slippers, so I'm guessing for this one it's gonna be fun. And it's the only one where I was a little creative with the stitches because I used like half double stitches and then extended single stitches and slip stitch, and again extended and half double stitches, and I think the result is really pretty. I really like it. This one is the same as the red one, but instead of using the weird red, I'm using that weird speckled white yarn with like bits of teals in it. I never knew what to do with, and still the same yarn, the same dark blue yarn, and I like this one. I actually ate it. Like, I would not wear it, but I think it's in her colors. She likes blue, so I think she'll like it. And the last one, I'm using only the boucle yarn, one strand of it, and it's in dark green, so it took me a little longer, this one. And it's thinner, it has the nut on top, and yeah, I like it. Hope she likes it too. If, you know, she wants one that is thinner, because the others are quite chunky, but one is thinner. And yeah, if she asks me for more of one, because that's like the only one she wears, I'll make more of that one. But for now, I think she has a good selection and she'll probably like it. And it was a good excuse to use the Boucle yarn. Except for this one, I did not finish any ball, which kind of sucks, because I was kind of hoping to get rid of straps with this, and I did not, so it's frustrating. I really wish I could like actually get rid of scraps completely, but apparently this is not happening yet. But I'm still glad I finished them. They're done. And then the last thing I have, oh no, the second to last thing, I blocked those and they look so nice now that they're blocked. They stand flat, and I only have to make the cross stitch design on it and then join them, and I got a zipper for it too, so it's gonna be great. We'll see when that happens, but for now it's great. And the last thing I did was I undid my bolero, and now I have all those skins of very dark blue, and I'm not sure what to do with them. I guess it's gonna end up in a shawl again, but I probably should stop making shawls, and I don't know if that would look good in a shawl. So I'm kind of thinking making a cat beanie scarf with it, like cat beanie but extended into a scarf with like paws on the bottom. And sounds good, you know, but it's not a priority. Also, it's dark blue, it's not black. If it was black, I would have no problem making it to a cat beanie, but it's dark blue. There is no dark blue cat. But like, do people really gonna notice that? Do people really gonna care? I'm not sure, but I know that I'm more excited about doing that beanie scarf thing than doing another bolero with it, because it did not turn out the last time, and I'm kinda done trying to do sweaters with this. I don't have enough for a proper sweater anyway, so I don't know, I need a break from sweaters, but I still want to knit it. So the cat beanie is probably going to be what is going on. It's not a priority. It's just not a priority. In theory, the drop spindle arrives tomorrow, so I'm going to be able to start spinning the 3 strands together tomorrow with it. But in the meantime, I really need to start and hopefully finish pretty fast the Gavlicoats, because they need to be done fast. And I'm procrastinating because I don't want to make them. And I know that, but I need to make them. I really wanted to have them done and send them in time, but yeah, I just don't want to do it. So yeah, I've got the yarn. We'll see if it spins together well. Got the red for the accent. It's pretty thick. Those Christmas socks are gonna be pretty thick, which is nice. And it's also going to be the accent color for the Gavlicoats. And the design that I'm copying has like the details, they are knitted in red instead of crocheted. The base is crocheted in beige, and then the details are knitted in red, and it's such a pretty design, and I'm so excited to make it. It's gonna be very finicky and very hard, so I'm kind of intimidated by it, but I'm really excited to do it. One of the problem is that I I didn't organize. I put everything yarn related back in the wardrobe, and the wardrobe is pretty packed full. It shouldn't be, you know. I've spent a year, almost a year, going through my stash and trying to take down the stash, and it's somehow bigger. There's some more yarn than I started with. And like, okay, I ended the hood to make a blanket, so yeah, sure, it takes a lot of room. It's okay, it makes sense. But it's so frustrating, and I did buy some yarn, not a lot, but I did buy some yarn, so it's okay. And I ended the body aura, and now I have that yarn that is going back to my stash. But it's so frustrating because, like, I thought I was doing so well, and somehow I have more yarn than what I started with. I made stuff, and somehow it doesn't show. It's very frustrating. Very exhausting, but it is what it is, I guess. Anyway, November is going well so far. I've been spending most of my time here, most of my free time, watching Barbie movies and crocheting or knitting, and it's kind of nice. I'm having a grand old time rewatching all of the Barbie movies from the 2000s, and it's great. I shouldn't have started with the Three Musketeers because it is by far the worst. I am way too French to appreciate this movie, but I really love all of them except that one. So it's fun. Also, I don't know, I'm wearing socks right now, and it's store-bought socks, and I have holes in them, so I have to mend them, but I never mended socks before, so I'm pretty intimidated by it. I have bought jeans, and they're a little too wide at the waist, so I have to sew a dart in them, so a lot of sewing, a lot of stuff I have to do, but gotta go to the priority, then the socks, then we'll see about the mending and the sewing. And December hopefully is going to be finish all my whips month. Got work to do. But it's still fun. It's still fun. I'm having fun. Alright, see you. So it is Sunday again, 24th, I think, and I only have less than a week before the end of November, which isn't great, because I still have so much to do that I haven't done yet, and like, yesterday I slept for 19 hours, which completely screwed me over. So getting stuff done before the end of the week, before the end of November, while sleeping 19 hours a day, it sounds pretty unlikely, but I'm a stubborn bitch, so I'll make it work, I guess. I've got some updates. I don't know if I talked about the headbands, but I finished the headbands. I finished the Oogie top, and now I started on the Gavly coats. Yeah, I'm surprised too, but I started them, and I started one. This is like the start of the body of one. Okay, I think I still have a few rows, and then I'll close it, and that would be the body, and they're pretty simple shapes overall, and would be easier if that yarn wasn't eaten by moth. But we do with what we have in life. Yeah, so it's not as complicated as it could be. Doesn't need to have like adjusting sizes to make them roll round or stuff. It's just going to be cylinders, except for like the horns. That's a problem for later me, the horns. So I started on that. And I took a little break because I had some mending to do for my pants. So I fixed 2 pair of pants and 1 pair of overalls because I was so tired of not being able to wear my pants. It was sickening. No, it was very annoying. Because then I didn't have that many pair of pants to wear, especially winter ones, so fixing them up was really nice. This one, for example, I had patches. I am pretty fat, so I have a lot of chafing on the crotch. So they needed patch to reinforce them, so that and the overalls needed that, and I had a pair of jeans. I haven't worn jeans in a while, and I bought some, and they did not have the exact same size as me, so I had to hem them, and I had to adjust the waist, added some elastic and all to make it fit me. So now they fit me, that's pretty great. They're still a bit long, but I don't want to redo the hem. I did all of that by hand because that was so much less stressful than using a machine. So I did that, so that means I took a little break on the Gavlet Goat, but now that it's done, I'm ready to start again. And also, good news! My spindle arrived, so I finished all of my green yarn for my socks, and it's all spun together. This way I can knit together without it splitting and being annoying. It's actually all one yarn now, and that was fun. So now I have this weird ass cake of yarn. I'm a little worried about the fact that that yarn is twisted, and I don't know how it will impact the way I knit, but doesn't matter all that much. But yeah, that's the green yarn and that's the red yarn, and at some point these two together are going to become socks. It's fun. So yeah, that's Christmas colors right here. I'm so excited. I did undo, I don't know if I told, I undid my bolero too. Honestly, most of that was procrastinating from the Gavlet Goats, but it's done, and all of it is in skeins. So I'm gonna need to block it because it's a little twisted, and then I'm going to. Oh yeah, I think I talked about it. I'm going to make a cat beanie scarf with it, but that's for later, when the goats and the socks are done, and I really want to finish them as fast as possible because I really want to make December finish all my whips month. That would be nice, because I hate having whips and not finishing them. So instead of starting new stuff, I started those stuff because they were, time sensitive, the word I want. But usually I don't like doing that. So I want to finish my brushed yarn skirt. I want to finish sewing the snowflakes on my poncho. I want to finish the stars on the Coraline sweater. And pretty much those are the only 3 whips that are somewhere and that I want to finish. I even finished the Ookie top, so it's done. So yeah, overall doing quite good, but only have 6 days left, and they're all going to be spent baking and editing videos because that's the main thing I have to focus on, which sucks. So yeah, not too bad, not too shabby. I'm so glad I mended my pants so I can wear them again. I still have some mending, like for socks. For example, this one in particular has a hole in its heel, which is very annoying. But it's life, and they're not exactly new, so That makes sense. So I have the option to buy some more or try to mend those. I think I'm going to try to mend those because I am broke. So yeah, that's the idea. I will keep you updated on like the 29th. I'm going to film on the 29th because on the 30th, believe me, I'm going to be busy. So I don't have the time to film and edit this video. So, maybe, but probably not. I really hope to at least finish one of the Gavli goats. That would be nice. Then I can send it, and that means that my gifts are done before December, so I can send the Gavli goats in Italy. That would be nice. And then the second Gavli goats is for me, so I don't need to send it, so once it's done, you know? So yeah. It's going well. It's going well. It's going surprisingly well, considering the last few months have been pretty hectic and not very productive. So I'm glad I have a lot of finished stuff. Yay me. It is late on November 28th. I have yet another video exporting in the background, which explains why, you know, like the laptop is so loud. So yeah, it's the final update for November because despite my best effort, nothing else is going to happen in like the 15 hours I have left of November. 15 awake hours of November. That kind of sucks because I'm so close to having the base for the Gavli goat finished. I've got all the pieces. I've got the body, I've got the head, I've got the neck, I've got the tail, I've got the forelegs, and the next step is assembling everything, stuffing everything, and then work on the horns. And even for that, I already prepared the wire for it. It's from an old bra that was ages ago because I don't even wear bras anymore. So I've got everything prepped, but I just couldn't find the hour it would take me to do it today or tomorrow. It's not going to happen. So it's another project that I have to finish. And that sucks, man. I really thought where it is. The yarn I'm using is pretty thick, so it went pretty fast. And I honestly have so much left of it that I was pretty hopeful during one of the last pieces. Hopeful that I would have enough to make the second one out of this yarn too, which would mean they would match, and that would be less of a problem because the other yarn I have is way thinner, so it's a lot more work. It's very more annoying. So I really wish I could finish the second one with this one too, but that doesn't sound super likely because I still have the horns to do, and I think they're gonna take a lot of yarn. So I don't think I'll have enough to make the whole goat, the whole second coat with it. And if the yarn doesn't match in every part, it's gonna look silly though, so I can't really do that, which honestly kinda sucks. But apart from that, I'm really happy with it. It went really fast, mostly because they were really simple shapes and I was very, very determined to finish it, so I'm in a rush. I actually have a deadline this time, not like the Cursed Dolls where I could procrastinate on them and do them when I wanted to and I never wanted to. But those I actually have deadlines for it, so I really want to finish them, finish one at least, very fast so I can send it. But that leads me to the plans for December, I have several whips and they're driving me nuts because I'm not a person who usually have whips laying around. I usually focus on one project at a time, but seasonal stuff and deadlines happened and I had to switch gears and focus on other priorities several times those past few months, so I ended up with whips and I don't like that. So the goal for December is to finish all my whips. First, I'm going to finish at least one Gavley goat so I can send it as soon as possible, so I'm sure it arrives in time for the Christmas season because it's a celebration. Hopefully it will arrive before the Gavley goat burns. I really hope it'll burn because it feels good, you know? It feels good. So that's goal. One other thing I have to finish. It's really important. The Gavley goat. Then I'd like to finish the cross stitch pillow. I'm so close to being done, and it's a passion project. I really want to finish it. Then I have the skirt, the brushed yarn skirt that I want to finish. Then I have the Coraline sweater that I'd like to finish this year, so I don't try to rush to do it before Halloween next year again. That would make 3 years in a row that I'm trying to rush to finish the damn sweater in time for Halloween. And no, I want it to be done month in advance, so I don't have to worry about that. So the Coraline sweater I'd like to get to be done. And the final one, I think that's the final one. I'm pretty sure it is. And let me check. I think. Yeah. The last one is my big poncho blanket, the blue and white one. I still haven't finished sewing all the snowflakes on it, and I really want to finish it. I don't want it to be an eternal whip and an eternal I'll do it one day. I really want it done. So since it's a big blanket, understandably I didn't want to do that in the summer, but it's winter, it's cold. I can have it on my lap, it's not a problem. It's even welcome because it's cold. And the prospect of having it on my lap for hours while I sew them on is not that daunting anymore. And yeah, sewing them on is a pain in the ass and I don't particularly enjoy it. But I like the final result, so it's worth it. But a lot of my stuff are like sewing. I have to cross stitch the pattern on the pillow, which kind of is sewing. I have to sew the stars on the Coraline sweater. I have to sew the ornaments, the snowflakes on the blanket. And I have also a couple of sewing whips. I have to redo my pajama bottom. I have to redo the side seams with the pockets. Since I'm downsizing, I cut out the sides to make it less big, so I have to sew it back on. It's not that big a deal, but it's got to be done, and I need to sew the pockets and waistband on my harem pants, and some mending of socks would be nice. I did buy some new socks, so it's not that urgent, but that would be kind of nice. So yeah, a lot of it is sewing because that's what I'm procrastinating on doing. So I'd really like in the month of December to finish as much whips as I can, so I can start fresh next year with like only passion project. I really want next next year I'm going to take off of challenges and big stuff and big projects because I need rest. I need a break. I need a year just to focus on resting and putting myself back together and start fresh in 2026 with like a clear mind and a body that works a little better, that is rested, you know. So for that, I need to take 2025 off of pressure and deadlines and stuff. That means that I'll make what I want to make at the moment. So I won't care about the deadlines. That's what I'd like the Coraline sweater to be done, because that's the one thing with deadlines next year. So next year, that means that if I want to use the orange yarn to make a blanket, I can just do it, you know. No pressure, just doing things because I want to. Same for readings, same for writing, because I haven't written in a year and it's driving me nuts. Same for baking, I'm baking only if I want to. Next year, I'm taking off, I'm resting, I'm chilling. And that means I'd like the whips to be done first. So I can really start the year well with a clear mind and a clear slate. That would be nice. So yeah, that's kind of goal. And I really want to finish the Gavle Goods because it's my best friend Christmas gift, because she's as obsessed with the Gavle Goods as I am. And while on my birth year the damn thing survived, on Earth's birth year, because we were not born the same year, it fucking burnt within hours, and I'm so jealous. But I really hope it's gonna be entertaining this year, just like it was entertaining last year, because it was birds. Like, it was watched like an oak, and oaks got it. No, it was not oaks, it was other birds. But that's the idea, you know. You could watch it all you want, but it's still gonna die. I really want it to burn this year. A lot of people want to. And it's hilarious to be so obsessed over arson and the destruction of something that is oftentimes intentional, but oftentimes accidental too. It's fascinating. If you don't know about the Gavle Goods, the Glave Boken, do that for yourself. Just Google it. Look if your birth year it survived or not. It's really fun. And cross your fingers for me for it to burn this year. So yeah, finish the Gavle Goods, send it. I don't know about the second one, if it's a priority or not. We will see. Maybe I'll undo what I did and make two balls out of this and crochet them together so it's thicker and nicer to work with. We'll see. I kind of wish I had more of the first one because it's a real pleasure to crochet with it. But yeah, looking for the future, and I'm going to get a rush out of finishing my whips, and because of the relief, not because I will enjoy doing that, but it's gonna be nice. And I'll see you next month with other stuff. Alright, I wish I could go to bed right now, but I can't. Wish me luck.